Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Reata Horsemanship. I'm Luke Brown, and I'm so excited to be with you guys here today. I've had a wonderful weekend. I hope you had a great weekend. We're able to do something fun, something challenging, something inspiring. My wife and I went through the Unleash the Power Within virtual conference with Tony Robbins this last weekend, actually for the last 4 days, and it's been 13 to 14 hours a day listening to him, doing things that he suggests and learning from him. It was an incredible weekend for us. Very fun, very inspiring. We're very motivated, and we feel excited about the future, and I hope you do too. And today is Motivational Monday. And before I get started, I want to tell you about this horse that I'm riding. So this is the start of his second week. Yesterday was the first time I was down here in the Salt River bottom, and this is Corona. He's the big thoroughbred gelding that I have. I think he's 8 or 9 years old, 8 years old, I think. And he's like 16.2 hands tall, 16.3 hands. He's very tall and a big thoroughbred. And he had a lot of, he was real timid to go out on the trail. And in fact, his owner couldn't even get him to ride out away from the stables where he was boarding him. So I took him through all my desensitizing and my groundwork and my sensitizing and made sure that he's responding to me on the ground, and then went up under saddle and made sure he's responding to me and not reacting under saddle inside a controlled environment, and then started taking him out on the urban trail and rural trails. And yesterday, like I said, was the first day that I got out here into a rural trail. And yesterday was Sunday, and I skipped his session on Saturday and rode him on Sunday morning instead, so I could get a little more time on him, because I had more time early in the morning. He was the only horse I was working with yesterday morning, so I had a great time. Now yesterday when I was working with him, he was really energetic. He kept trying to trot out here. He had his head pretty high. It's still relatively high right now, but for a big, tall thoroughbred like him, it's actually a pretty relaxed head position. And yesterday, his ears were pointed forward. He kept neighing often. He was neighing very often, and kept picking up speed and just a little more challenged out here. But all I did was just redirect his feet, just guide him laterally and redirect his feet until he would slow down. And then let him go straight again. And if he picked up a trot and I wasn't asking him to trot, I'd pick up one rein and let him slow down and let him find his calm. That's what I call finding their calm. And if you can laterally bend them as they're walking forward and help them find their calm, and even to a point where they'll stop with you, then you're getting to their mind. You're helping them overcome that anxiety that they feel. And that's one of his biggest issues. Is he's a pretty calm horse and relatively easy to desensitize. And his owner's done an incredible job with him, and he had good training before. He just got timid out here on the trail and wouldn't want to move forward, and got kind of spooky. But he is, just for the second day out on the rural trail today, he's doing an incredible job and very relaxed compared to yesterday. And it's amazing how far a horse can come in just one day when they get the right training. So if you guys have any problems with horses out on the trail being spooky, make sure to contact us at Reata Horsemanship. I look forward to seeing you, helping you out, helping your horse out, giving some good advice hopefully, and helping your horse through some of those challenges that he or she might have. And for Motivational Monday, I was reading some stuff about what Zig Ziglar said this morning, and he said something about attitude. Attitude has been on my mind because I talked to Tony Robbins talked a lot about attitude this weekend, and how to change your attitude and change your physiology and change your mental state so that you can be an effective leader and so that you can live a better life. And Zig Ziglar said this. He said, "Attitude is like the flu. It's catchy. So make sure yours is worth catching." I love that quote. Make sure your attitude is worth catching. And attitude rubs off on people that we're around, not only from the energy that we exude from our bodies. There's an energy field that surrounds us, and I do believe this. I believe that there's energy throughout our bodies. Our body runs on electrical energy, and eventually on electrical energy processed through food and water. And so when our energy is down, other people sense that. Other people sense that down energy, and it rubs off on them. And you've heard the saying, if mama ain't happy, nobody's happy. And that was certainly the case when I was growing up. If my mom was upset about something, we were all upset, basically. And that certainly rubbed off on us. And then when she was in a great mood, which was almost all of the time, amazingly, for having four boys within 5.5 years. And so she had four rambunctious boys, and she kept a great attitude for the most part. And I'm amazed at what she was able to do with us and how she raised us. What a wonderful woman. And so attitude certainly makes a difference. If I come with a bad attitude to my wife when we're going to have a business meeting or we're going to talk about something personal, it totally ruins the moment and ruins our ability to communicate effectively. And if I come with a good attitude, it completely helps the moment and helps us get through whatever issue we might be discussing at that time, whether it be business or personal issues. And so attitude is everything. And so how do you make an attitude adjustment? And Tony Robbins teaches that you have to change your physiology. And you have to change your physiology in order to then change your mental state, change your attitude, and help and really redirect your life and live in a beautiful state instead of a suffering state. He says the state of suffering is one, where we're not happy, where we're fearful, where we're angry, whatever all of the negative emotions you can think of. Anxiety, anger, fear, all of those negative emotions are going to affect our life negatively, and we can change those literally in an instant. So if I'm feeling fear, or if I'm feeling anxiety, or if I'm feeling anger, I can literally in 1 second change that feeling into a good feeling, a happy feeling, a joyous feeling. I can train myself. I can train my mental state. I can change my physiology in an instant by making a rapid move. It has to be a power move, something that I'm going to do quickly, and then I'm going to perform an incantation. An incantation is not an affirmation. People talk about affirmations saying, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy multiple times in the morning. Or something like that, or I'm bold, I'm bold, I'm bold, I'm courageous, I'm courageous. That's an affirmation. But an incantation is what Tony Robbins teaches, and that is making a rapid motion, changing your physiology by jumping, by screaming, by yelling, by doing a power move, by punching my chest, punching the air, moving my arms quickly, doing something to change that state that I'm in the moment. He tripped a little bit on a rock there. So change that physiology, and it'll help change your state. And when I start to change my physiology in that moment, I'm also going to say something like I'm powerful, or I'm wonderful, or I'm a great father, or I'm a great leader. Some kind of incantation, and it can be just one phrase, one word, or multiple phrases of things that you believe that you are in your best state. And when you do that, and you do that over and over again, and when you practice that, when you're not in a good state, when you feeling down, when you're feeling fearful, when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling angry, if you will make a rapid move and do an incantation, it will start to help you create the emotion that you need, the attitude that you need to be successful and to live in a state of joy, a state of happiness. And I really believe that. I think that we can work on that. It's something for over the next few months that Stacy, my wife, and I are going to work really hard on, is trying to, when we catch ourselves getting into a negative state, changing that immediately, changing our physiology and putting ourselves in a positive state, which is going to dramatically change the direction of our lives. And whatever goal you want to achieve in life, you can get there, but you have to learn how to put yourself in a good state when you're not feeling in a good state. And that was my motivational speech for this morning. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Next time you're starting to feel down, jump up, make a change, make a physiological change, clap your hands together, scream out loud, do something crazy, and then say something wonderful, and let's all work to be more positive and to learn to overcome our negative emotions. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Have a great attitude today. I love you. We'll talk to you soon. Until next time, stay safe in the saddle.